Alright, now we're going to learn to play some Lost Cities. So this is a very simplistic game, but with a lot of great strategy and depth of play to it. It's a quick two-player only card hand management system in which you draw up a hand of 8 cards from the deck. The deck has it has numbers 2 through 10 of these colors: yellow, blue, white, green, and red. It also has 3 of each color's map. This map is a risk card. So when you start a stack, each one of these stacks of colors, if you start that expedition, it's going to cost you 20 points. You have to pay to go on this expedition. But if you go far enough in your expedition, you will be able to come back with valuable treasures and have made up either some of the cost or more than the cost and gain a net positive. The game has super simple rules. Every turn you must either take one of your cards and place it on the board, which is a discard pile, so don't put straight on the middle of the board unless you're wanting to discard it, or into the play area where you're actually going on this expedition. Now, I told you that these maps are a bit of a gamble. What they do is you are investing more into this expedition. So if I put a map here and I have to draw to be able to end my turn, it's going to cost me more than just 20 points. It cost me 40 points. It has doubled the value of that risk. But if I can make out and gain, every card that I put in there is going to gain me more. Let me show you what that means. Normally when you play a 3 card, it has a value of, 3. But I just gained 6 from -40 to -34. I have not only doubled my risk, I've doubled my reward. It's a very valuable way to play. But here's where some of that hand management and risk stuff goes. Do I really want to play this 6 and 7 from my yellows? Well, if I play the 6 and the 7, I have 13 value, but the expedition cost me, 20, so I'm losing 7 points. I would need to make sure that I draw an 8, 9, or 10 from this deck, and there's no way for me to control that. I would have to get lucky to be able to get ahead in that. But do I want to put this 6 back onto the board? If I do, what if he has a good stack for yellows? He might, actually this is going to be an instant example, pick up that card, and now he can play it in his expedition. So I have to weigh the risk of, what am I going to do with my turn? I have to do something. Do I start a new risk and potentially lose? Maybe I intentionally lose just a little bit in order to make sure I could, keep playing or while waiting for more cards. Maybe I don't want to play this 5 and this 7 because I'm hoping I can get some lower cost cards and get a good stack going. Since he has blue, I'm actually more thinking white. I have 14 here, but maybe I don't want to start it, because if I play out of order, let me just show you what playing out of order looks like. If I play my 7 first, and then it comes back to my turn, and I want to play this 5, I'm like, I got a new blue card. I can't. You can only do an expedition in order. You must play 2 through 10 in order. If you have a card that's lower than that, well, now I'm stuck with it. I either keep this card in hand or I can discard it. But he wants it. It's worth not just 10 or not just 5 for the normal, not just 10 for this. Let's actually watch. Let's let him play that so you'll see how many points it's worth when he's done a double risk. Draw up. I'm sure he'll play ball. Yep, he's all about that 5. Then I get to do something. Just going to go ahead and play my 7 here because I'm going to be able to net out on this. Alright, with 2 cards, check his score. His score is -78. But if he plays that card, he just went to -63. So he gained 5 for the original card, 5 for the first map, 5 for the second map. It's not like 2 maps become quadruple the risk. It's just a doubler, a tripler, a quadruple if he had all 3 maps of the same type. I have 2 of the red maps, I'm just missing 1. A common thing that you might see people discarding in this game are the lowest cost cards or the maps. So I don't want to play this 10 or I'd gain nothing, so I'm going to start a risk on red. It's really not a bad risk. And, oh, there's what I'm talking about. So he threw away a map. He's risking letting me double the whites, but apparently he doesn't have enough to fuel risky going for it himself. There's also an element of bluff to this game. Maybe he actually has some great whites, but he was hoping I would pick this up and play it and gamble that I'm going to be able to get more whites, thinking neither of us have it, and really he's sitting on 7 through 10, laughing it up, trying to make me lose more points. Maybe he thinks he can gain more from the losing game than from the gaining game. Typically when someone does that and they had a good hand for white, they wouldn't bluff with the map, they'd bluff with like a 2 or a 3. They'd let you have a really low card on purpose and roll with it from there. That's the entire thing for Lost Cities. You play the entire round out like this until the deck is empty when the last card is picked. You can always stall by picking cards off of the board instead of picking from the decks to make the round last longer. Once that round ends, if you're playing the single round quick version, whoever has the most points wins. If you're playing the 3-round version, you have to do this 3 different times with cumulative scoring, and whoever's came out the best wins. That's it for Lost Cities. Pretty simple game.